5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Behind the scenes, behind the curtain. These are the stories that'll make you glad you became an accountant. This is Soundwaves TMI.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? It is Soundwaves TMI. I'm Stephen Kirk, and look at this. It's Boys Day.
Yeah,
there we go.
There we
We
go.
got Dennis Willis, Joe Hawk.
Oh,
Shall we?
oh boy, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. So what do guys talk about when they get together? Besides that, besides that.
A lot of stuff our wives should not hear.
Hey, turn these cameras off. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I think, okay, end of the episode.
No, what we're going to talk about today is we're going to do some nerd stuff today.
Yes,
I think.
Yes, I thought, not to cut off your flow there, I thought you were going to open with a certain hashtag, though.
Well, I suppose. Okay, yeah, we should do that.
Oh, okay.
Come to think about it, especially since he bragged about it just moments ago.
That's true.
You know.
That's true. He did.
See, don't take this personally. Well,
Okay.
actually, I mean, how can you not? But appreciate it in which the context that it is meant.
Okay.
Okay? So here's a new thing. Hashtag fuck Joe Hawk.
Oh, I know what we're talking about. Okay. Yeah.
So when we shot our New Year's show, if you saw our New Year's show, you saw everybody just having a grand old time.
Especially this guy.
Yeah, especially that guy.
And then you after
Yeah, I
about
sure
halfway
did.
through the night.
Because, I'm going to get some shots. Okay, so Joe comes back with a tray, and it's not just a shot glass. No, it's a rocks glass.
It was a rocks
Yeah.
glass.
That was half full of brown liquid.
Hey, that's what happens when you ask for shots at longboard, dude. Come on, man.
And of course, professionals that we are, you've got to do the thing,
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. You
Yeah.
do not say no to a free shot.
Yeah, and the band that was there was great.
They were great.
The great
Yeah.
Talking Heads tribute band that I
Yep.
only got to hear half of.
That you remember.
Because the other half, fortunately, thank the maker, I was able to get through the show.
Yeah.
We got that, but that's about all I remember. And I actually don't even remember how much I had to drink because in watching the show back, I'm like,
that's a good
I don't
thing.
remember. Wait a minute. No wonder. So
Yeah, well, yeah, it was. I had a lot of fun doing that. So, and I had just as much as you, I think.
yeah, but you're a little more pickled than I am. No,
I will take
professional.
that with a badge of honor.
Wait a minute. It didn't affect me that badly. So, I
Well,
mean, what does
that's-
that say about I'm a seasoned, I'm a professional.
yeah. There you go.
Okay, good. Well, I'll dance on both your graves when your fucking livers blow up, okay? Jesus Christ. All right, so anyway, I do have an official restraining order for you tonight for the party.
Okay.
That you cannot
all
come
right.
within 10 feet of me if you have brown liquor for me.
Okay.
All right. So,
All right.
He did agree to do one shot at the top.
Okay.
And then
he will shot.
A shot. Okay. Well, you better tell that to the bartender.
Well, I'll make it last. So anyway, we digress.
Hi.
Yeah. Hi. Nerd talk.
Yeah.
Yes.
P.S. Hashtag fuck Joe Hawk. So
If we get that trending, I will help. I will pass it around.
Nice.
all right.
Nice.
So anyway, let's get back on track here. And thank
Yes.
you for the reminder because
yeah.
that was important. Public service announcement. So
Yes,
yeah, nerd stuff.
So the calendar is filling up. Last year was kind of a dead year at the box office because of the strikes and people trying to figure out why are all the Marvel movies flopping? What about this? What about that? And so it seems like a lot of the big companies have kind of gotten their act together. There's a full calendar
Yeah.
of big budget nerd stuff, which could fail spectacularly or could be the beginning of a whole new thing. And you suggested this topic.
Yeah. Because both you.
I'm wearing.
two,
I just
yeah.
want to point out I'm
I know.
wearing my nerd shirt, my Back to the Future shirt.
Yeah. Captain
he's-
Kirk here. Yeah.
Right. And he shows up wearing.
I'm representing Bay Area rock. Okay,
right.
so okay,
Because we never do that on Soundwaves.
Hashtag fuck Joe Hawk. Yeah, whatever. It's gonna start. Just you watch. Yeah, no, even the very beginning of the year, we have just a huge slew of Marvel movies, reboots, unfortunately, sequels, which just that's what's basically coming out as of late. But coming up pretty soon, Captain America, Brave New World, which I'm kind of on the fence about. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the television series, was great. Definitely set up a lot of stuff. I feel like lately, with everything that's been coming out with Marvel, though, they're trying to make up for the Eternals. It's like that friggin' big old pile of garbage that probably should have been a Disney Plus original show.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to escape this feeling that they've set up the whole Marvel thing like, here we are at Endgame. It's in the title.
Yeah.
Right? And then we have a Spider-Man movie that's kind of an epilogue, and another Spider-Man movie, which was really good because they brought it all together. And beyond that, I kind of feel like it's done, and I feel like a lot of people feel it's done. And so more Marvel stuff feels like more Marvel stuff. I mean, you're a bigger Marvel fan than me.
Well, here's the thing. They basically gave us the ending of these new phases. It's now going to be Secret War, Doomsday, and still going to do Secret Wars, which we all know how that's set up. You got to have Doctor Doom. They're bringing back RDJ to play Doctor Doom.
How do you feel about that?
I'm going to be, you know what? I'm actually excited to see how they brought Doctor Doom into it. If he has any ties in with, Fantastic Four, which is also going to be coming out this year, which I'm pretty excited that Marvel actually has the helm of Fantastic Four this time around, finally, after 3. I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoyed the very first one that Sony put out. I enjoyed it. The sequel was okay, and then the reboot that they did 3-4 years ago or before the pandemic I wasn't for it. But I'm actually, I kind of want to see how they set him up, because you see RDJ in the MCU. You think Tony Stark. So is this going to be another variant? It's going to be another multiverse thing going on where this Tony Stark went totally rogue and became Doctor Doom and not true Victor Von Doom. I'm here for it. It's going to be interesting because it seems to be a different universe from the current one that we're looking at, the Sacred Timeline, as they call it. Because it looks like it's almost like kind of like what sci-fi was, what they did back in the 70s, what like utopia would look like. It looks very retro science fiction. I'll believe when I see it and give my opinions when I find out more. But we got to get through to 2027 for Doomsday or something like that. Right. So there's a whole lot more going on that's going to lead up to Secret Wars. So
I'll let you jump in a second. One more question for you on the nerd front on Marvel stuff. It almost seems like so much to watch.
Yes.
And I stopped watching Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I got like halfway in. How important is this going to be for me to enjoy this movie? Do you think it's going to stand on its own, or
I don't know. Well, here's the thing. I don't know, because it seems like there might have been a huge time jump between the end of what happened in Falcon and Winter Soldier, or at the very end, spoiler alert, Captain America and the Winter Soldier, because also it seems like Bucky is nowhere to be seen in this movie. He's actually going to be part of the Thunderbolts. I'm going to try to go see it in theaters. If not, just got to wait 3 months to get it on Disney+. But when it comes to other Marvel shows, the most latest one that they put out, Agatha All Along, loved it. Catherine Hahn, God. She takes the show. A lot of twists and turns. It's a nice little... I guess they're considering this part 2 of the whole WandaVision. Yeah. I really enjoyed that one. She-Hulk, I'm a fan of Deadpool, so I love fourth wall breaks, stuff like that. I thought it was hilarious for what it was. Not a lot of people do.
Did you see that?
Yeah, and I enjoyed it as well. Yeah, and I think there's a separation of church and state between movies and television, and I think in the instance of like She-Hulk or the WandaVision stuff, that is great because it's a central character. And it's about their lives and their amazing, incredible, weird powers, Agatha All Along, witchcraft, whatever. Yeah. But it's about this person and this quest of theirs, as opposed to this big galactic world is going to end stuff, which is great for the theaters. Right. So, and I think when Marvel does that right is when they realize this is a story better told on TV. Yeah. And 1 hour chunks. And you can take the time with these individual characters and spread them out and we get to find out about them and the supporting cast over a series of episodes, as opposed to having to cram everything in 2.5 hours.
It's true world building when it comes to these TV shows. I forget who I was listening to. They were talking about like the big difference between DCEU and the MCU at the time when, we had like Zack Snyder and all that stuff. Yeah. MCU did a great job of building the world, having it's actually in talks with James Gunn taking over for DC. He's basically not trying to do everything in one like storyline where one has to continue another storyline, you know, with all like, you know, the post-credits things like, oh, this is what's setting up and stuff like that. What James Gunn is doing, I'm actually really excited to see what's going to happen with DC, is that basically anything that happens in the show, animated, whatnot, is now canon. So everything in Creature Commandos, that's canon. If they mention anything from previous iterations of DC, like stuff from Peacemaker, the Suicide Squad that James Gunn did, that's canon. And basically, he's going to just basically be putting out these movies, and it's going to be like, you know, this is from this timeline, this is, or like, you know, this in the future, this, you know, date and time, while this might be happening before. It's not all going to be linear, but it is all going to be setting up, it's going to be world building instead of trying to build the story. So I'm actually kind of excited to see that, because he's doing the whole gods and monsters kind of, you know, phase with DC coming back to the cinematic, you know, aspect of the world. And Creature Commandos is pretty good. I really enjoyed that. I thought it was great. Yeah. I have some opinions about the last episode and certain characters, you know, and their fates and stuff like that. Yeah. But yeah, I'm actually really excited about DC. But there seems to be, like, right now, well, speaking of DC, Superman. Right. Yeah. Like, I cannot wait for that film to come out. I'm sorry. You know, I'm not the biggest, like, I'm more Marvel than DC, but, you know, I grew up watching, like, you know, the Batman, Justice League cartoons, Batman, the animated series. But when I saw that trailer and then the Superman theme come on, oh, dude, I got chills. Yeah. Like I said, I'm actually very excited to see what James Gunn has in store for DC when it comes to his cinematic, you know.
Well, I mean, this is
Mr. Superman.
I mean, so how do you feel about the Superman movie?
No, I am good to go. You know, that's it. Yeah. You know, but I do have faith that, because I like what James Gunn did with Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, I like the sensibility and the fun and everything. And if you make the mistake of going on any you know, websites, chat boards, social media, it really is split down the middle from the bootlickers for Zack Snyder, and the people who are kind of like, let's get back to having fun, color, you know, make it a movie, you know, and people are
that suit, let's go,
you know, and you got people going, oh, it looks like it's made for kids. It's made for families. It's made for everybody. You know, it doesn't have to be, you know, ripping off General Zod's head and shitting down his neck, you know.
Yeah, that's the director's cut.
That's and he would too.
And he would too.
and that's the thing. I mean, these characters in particular, and that's what Marvel did so well in the MCU. You know, the characters. There was a lot of heavy duty shit going on. Yeah. But they still found the humanity. They still found the humor. They still, you know, they were having a good time doing what they're doing, even if things are really getting, you know. I mean, you get the Hulk, you know, taking Loki and, you know, bashing him around and stuff like that. Shit right there. You know, and that's what Superman is going to have. I think I have faith in it. You know,
I can't wait.
And me being the purist that I am, it's like I said, half the people are, oh, he's wearing his underwear on the outside. No, he's wearing the trunks that he was established wearing. You know. You don't have any problem with, you know, the guy flies and shoots the laser beams out of his eyes, and that's but the trunks on his, you know, that's where you draw the line where it's not real. What the fuck are you talking about? It's not real. You know, it's as real as what the storytellers are putting together. Yeah. You know, the artist has got his paintbrush, and this is what he's creating and putting out for you to consume. Not everybody's going to love it. I don't care. I think I'm gonna.
You just cracked me up. Total digression here, but I'm on a bunch of Star Trek Facebook groups, and they were bitching about Star Trek Discovery, and somebody's like, "Yeah, that's not my Star Trek. What is the stupid idea? This magic spore drive to bring you anywhere in the galaxy?" And the next response was, "You know what? That's an outstanding point, because the make-believe warp drive and the make-believe transporters and the make-believe communicators, those are fine, right?"
You know, so seeing as we're starting to dip into the toxic fandom discussion here, why don't we take a little break? Let's take a look at something from our pals over at Breakers, and then we'll come back and talk about some toxic fandom.
Ooh, delicious.
This portion of Soundwaves TV is sponsored by Breakers, voted Pacifica's best daytime restaurant, serving classic American breakfast, brunch, and lunch specialties. Great food, friendly staff, and amazing views with outdoor dog-friendly seating. Life is better at Breakers. Open daily from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. in Rockaway Beach. Check out the menu and plan your next visit at ilovebreakers.com.
And we are back on Soundwaves TMI. Woo! And yes, if you're in Pacifica, go to Breakers because we do every Sunday.
Every Sunday.
When this guy comes up from LA, and you can find us there. It's great stuff. Great stuff. Love the family. Toxic fandoms. Yeah, you know what? I've often said that there's one thing worse than not having fans, and that's having fans. And I just don't understand why we can't have nice things. Why? And I guess all this started back in the 70s with Star Trek, and everybody's got an opinion, and don't do that. I know better. I'm going to be whatever. I just don't get. Fine, root for your sports team and piss on the other guy. Fine, bring it into politics, whatever. But this is shit we're supposed to like. We're supposed to love our stuff, right?
It's supposed to be entertainment.
Thank you.
That's
Exactly.
what this is. It's entertainment. You know, yes, there's a lot of fanfare when it comes to like sequels and stuff like that, or live action.
Sure, but there's
live
no
action-
competition here.
There shouldn't
It's just
be.
like, yours sucks, mine's better, but even though they're both Star Trek.
Yeah, well, that's where your social media comes in and kicks you in the balls because if you talk about the original Star Wars films or whatever, we didn't have social media for people to piss and moan about Ewoks and shit like that. You know?
That's true.
Because in the new Superman movie coming out, you get your CGI Crypto, which looks like a lot of fun, and I'm okay because that's
It looked
Superman.
good.
You know,
The CGI looked good.
yeah, but half of the people are going, "Oh, it's stupid." You know, okay, yeah, good. I'm glad you think it looks stupid, and that's fine. But you could let me enjoy what I want to enjoy. If you don't like it, don't watch it.
I think the main thing with Crypto is that it's not like the actual breed Crypto was in the original comics, stuff like that. It's actually the same breed as James Gunn's dog.
Come on, you know.
But dude, honestly, any white dog with a red cape and the House of L symbol on there, let's go. I'm down for it.
Yep.
I'm ready.
So fandom in general really sucks. You know, I saw a thing earlier today. It was Robert Pattinson. You know, who his Batman film. I thought it was okay.
I still haven't seen it.
Oh, okay.
I need to.
But anyway, I saw a thing just today where he was complaining because people still come up to him. First of all, they still come up to him almost 20 years later and go, "Twilight ruined vampire films." And so his first thing is like, it's been almost 20 years. Get over it. And the second thing is, I personally never seen a Twilight film. Not interested. It had zero effect on my interpretation, belief, interest, fandom in vampire films.
Right.
Robert Pattinson didn't do shit to Bela Lugosi. You know?
Yeah.
I'm
That's a great quote.
Yeah.
I can steal that from you.
But people, that's what people do. And they feel, once they get on the internet and they can spew and say whatever they want to say and piss all over something else, for some reason that emboldens them to be able to walk up to a guy.
The actor,
and
the
go,
actress.
"Yeah, that sucks." Dude, really?
Can we also, speaking of another like younger actor who was hated for multiple years, Hayden Christensen, after his portrayal of Anakin Skywalker in the prequel series. You know, it's kind of funny because like a lot of people I've started to notice are like, you know what? Revenge of the Sith was pretty freaking awesome. It's been, almost 20 years, at least 15 since Revenge of the Sith, I believe. And then
20 now, dude.
has it been 20?
2005.
Was it 2005?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oof. Oh, God.
I need a drink.
Yeah. Wow. I was still in college. But now, ever since like Obi-Wan Kenobi came out and the Ahsoka series came out, everybody loves Hayden Christensen. That he's back portraying Anakin Skywalker. It sounds like he's also going to be coming back as a space Force Ghost for the second season of Ahsoka too. It's nice to see him get that redemption, even with. Maybe some of the older fans still have their opinions on his acting, especially in Revenge of the Sith. But this new fandom of Star Wars fans just loved him. It's like, well, he's Anakin Skywalker. He turned to Darth Vader. He went back to the light side.
You're forgetting the key thing about acting is that you can't have an actor without a writer.
True.
And a lot of those prequels were just fine.
Well, a
Yeah.
writer and a director and an editor. You know,
Right.
you
Yeah.
can do something
Yeah.
awesome on this take, and it's great. But if the editor doesn't like it or it doesn't fit with this, or then it's going to get all shuffled around. And you also have to remember that, yes, you say a lot of people just hated his performance. the people that got online and pissed and moaned about it are the people who are making that big noise all the time about stuff anyway.
Yeah.
It's not everybody.
Right.
You can say, oh, everybody hated him. No, not everybody, but these loudmouth assholes didn't like him.
Right.
And that's the squeaky wheel thing, that they're the ones making the biggest noise.
Like the actor who portrayed Jar Jar Binks in
Oh, yeah, that poor son of a bitch, you know?
Dude, but then he gets a redemption. He actually got called up to play a Jedi, the Jedi who saves Grogu during Order 66. And like everybody online, like, he got his redemption. He's back. Oh my God.
Yeah, and he didn't need redemption. You know, he didn't create the character. He didn't write the fucking script. You know, he was an actor who was directed.
It was the fans who basically
the toxic fandom.
Pushed him to the brink of freaking suicide.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
But part of that too, you know, as an actor, you should be used to rejection. You know, you go to 100 auditions and maybe you get something, so you get rejected every day. That's part of the job, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know that people were necessarily calling him up and, you know, putting death threats out on him and stuff like that. And yeah, the character was pretty questionable, no doubt about it. You know, but it's not his fault. And that's where the toxic fandom comes in. What the fuck is wrong with people that they've got to go after that guy there? He's the focus. He's, you know, you got a problem with it, call George Lucas.
Right.
Because he's the one that wrote the goddamn thing.
Right.
You got to also remember that acting is a job.
Yeah.
They're just doing their job.
But the thing is, you can't make people happy. We just had this conversation the other day about Star Trek VI, for example, where Kirk starts the movie as a racist. And he's racist against Klingons because they killed his son. Yeah. That is the redemption arc for that character and making stuff happen. And they did it great. Now imagine any of these shows today starting the same way. Look at The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
So like Force Awakens tried to make everybody happy. Last Jedi, a filmmaker actually did something a little different, and half the people peeled off and went, "That's not my Star Wars. How dare you be original? Like, how dare you introduce any new ideas, good or bad, you know?" And then the Rise of Skywalker was this total overcorrection where they tried to get back on the road where everybody liked it, and it was a fucking mess.
Yeah.
It was like a movie written by a committee, by a focus group. And I was telling him yesterday, it's the only Star Wars movie I have, and I'm a Star Wars kid, man. I just hundreds of times that original trilogy. I have not gone back to watch Rise of Skywalker a second time. I can't. I get it's up to the part where they're going to blow Chewbacca up, and I'm like, fuck. I know how this. I don't care. You know.
Yeah.
And that's part of the problem. Like with Star Wars in general, is it's too much at this point. You know, when the original film, the first original trilogy came out, you saw something amazing, and then a couple of years later, here's another one. You know, and then when the prequel started, there was a lot of excitement for the first one, and you know, I mean, I liked it, I didn't love it, whatever. But then it's the law of diminishing returns, because you keep pumping all this product out here. I could not tell you whatever series happened after Ahsoka. I don't even know what they are. I haven't seen them. I couldn't tell you what the names of all these.
I highly recommend you take the time to watch Skeleton.
Well, sure, you know, and I probably will at some point. But you know, the fact is, I'll get around to it. As opposed to, like, when Superman comes out, I'm there on opening day.
Oh, I hope so.
First one in line, you know, and that's the difference with Disney taking over Star Wars and just to create product, you know, just something that they can slap the Star Wars name on and try and make some money off it. Because me personally, I feel that it dilutes the brand if you keep going back to it. And I don't care if they say, oh, well, you know, the Skywalker saga, we're done with that. We're doing it. Yeah, it still says Star Wars.
Yes.
You know, and there's just so much content out there now, and as far as I'm concerned, it's not anything that I am compelled to go out of my way to. There's no excitement for it. It's just like another thing.
I mean, if you had told me when I was 12 years old I can watch a weekly Star Wars show that was going to be produced at the level of these Star Wars movies, I would have been the happiest 12-year-old on the planet.
Yeah.
You know, but I guess it's be careful what you wish for, you know.
Yep. Well, Star Trek, as far as the series that they've created for that, have kind of different results and returns and stuff like that. I'm a big fan of Strange New Worlds. I like what they've done with these, you know, these prequel characters, and I'm okay with it. And it's different, and it's another one of those things. Star Trek fans, you're almost as bad as Star Wars fans, almost. You know, because this takes place before Kirk, Spock, and McCoy, but look how futuristic the ship looks, and the uniforms are different. All that you expect in 2025 for people to put up fucking cardboard and tinfoil rocks and shit. No, you know, so I'm okay because it's in the universe and and there's an in-universe continuity that's going on. And for me, and it's about the performances, it's about the storytelling. It's not about the pew pew pew, and it's
Yeah.
So and even the animated series,
Prodigy and Lower Decks.
right? And Prodigy is a totally different kind of Star Trek.
Yeah.
Totally different, but it's still set in universe, and people either like it or they don't. But still, it still has that consistency to it, that continuity that's just not there with other stuff.
The one thing that Star Trek's done in the last decade, I think in particular, I mean, of course, throughout its entire thing, is that you have a Star Trek for everybody. You got a kids show. You have an adult animation show with profanity.
Yeah.
You've got all these different shows that take place in the various timelines. Some are comedic, some are experimental, some are dark and dour. One takes place way the hell into the future. There really is something for everybody in Star Trek. Whatever you're feeling. Oh, I want to watch. What do you want to laugh? Okay, good. I got a couple of comedy ones.
Yeah.
Do you like a little edgy comedy? I got one for you. You know. And I think maybe that's, I don't know. I can't speak for Star Trek fans. Me, I love that.
Yep.
I love that there's a different flavor in that universe. But I don't know that these other brands do that, and I don't know how that would go over. The only exception being Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
R-rated, edgy, super F-bomby, biggest one of the year last year.
Yeah. And
You know?
definitely one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
And it's the thing, it was something different. You know, it's
Yeah,
characters that people have come to love over the years, you know, and you put them into that situation, you turn them loose and let them do their thing. And yeah, people are going to go for it. And I will give them this, that they did not try to sanitize it, that they knew exactly what they were going to get. You know, when they signed off on that contract to make that movie, they knew exactly what they were going to get, and it was delivered to them just like it promised. And yeah, it made bank.
And basically, and also the nice little end credit kind of like montage of all the behind the scenes of all
That was
the
funny.
former
Yeah.
20th Century Fox. I'm like, oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
To the tune of, you know, Time of Your Life from Green Day.
Well, I mean, what Deadpool did, it's like on the one hand, it's all sweary and rude and blah, 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 but it's super freaking smart and respectful to the fans.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I think if you dumb down your product, people are going to get it. Remember, age of authenticity we're entering, you know what I mean? So if something's a cynical cash grab, we can smell that shit.
Yeah.
You know, Eternals, what the fuck is that? But it's got a Marvel logo on it, so we're going to show up. Whereas treating a property like, kind of like Picard season 3. So you're not a Star Trek guy.
Right.
First 2 seasons of Picard were very mixed bag. Very mixed bag.
Yeah.
Season 3 went back to the idea that everybody wanted, brought the cast back everybody wanted. It was a 25 years later sequel to the thing everybody loved. And it did it in a respectful way that just wrapped itself in canon, gave all these characters a great thing to do, like the great performances the whole time. And it was absolutely fucking satisfying.
Beautiful.
Wonderful, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, that should be the template to take your legacy brand and nudge it forward. You know, Star Wars most certainly did not do that. There's a meme out there that says it was what Star Wars fans wanted, and it was the 3 older characters together photoshopped into the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
And it says what Star Trek fans got, and it was the picture of all the old guys on the bridge.
I've actually seen that.
And I'm like,
I've seen that.
how is this complicated? How is this such a hard thing to do?
Seriously,
Really?
yeah.
I mean, at the inception phase, give people the one thing they want, which is those people together. You know?
How do you make a final Star Wars movie where people are gonna, you know, and not have Han, Luke, and Leia together at least once?
Sure.
Exactly.
At least once, just to have, you know, and Chewbacca would be nice. You know?
No.
And a little Billy D. Williams would be awesome. But,
Oh, yeah.
you know, but still, you know, how do you, in what universe, you know, in a galaxy far, far away, does that make sense to have those people all in this movie and not have that moment for the fans?
Right.
I do want to bring up something like that. So, like, you know, there is going to be a new Jurassic World movie coming out. Jurassic World Rebirth, I believe is what it's called. I've been a Jurassic Park fan since number 1. I actually did go see it in theaters, which I was like, what, 2 or 3 years old. But I do remember seeing it there. I was scared shitless. The Jurassic World series was okay for what they were.
I mean, if there's stories to tell in an established universe, I'm okay with that. It's like a book series where these characters are over here doing this, or there's the shared reality.
Yeah,
that
except in
everybody-
Star Wars.
Apparently, except in Star Wars. You know?
I you know what? I will see your point, and I think ultimately, if you're dealing with an open-ended concept like a Star Wars or a Star Trek, where there's a universe, we have to accept that the universe is they brought back dinosaurs and they put them in a park, and they got out. So in theory, you should be able to do a lot with that.
Yeah.
But I don't feel they have. I think we're still always going to be in a park. Now, maybe this new one's got some new ideas. She's like trying to solve a virus or something.
There's something going on that has health benefits with the DNA of the dinosaurs or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's also talk of like, what was it? There was a sequel idea that they put the kibosh on. I think it was either before or after Lost World, where there was talks of having human dinosaur hybrids.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, so
I've heard that rumor about this one too.
Yeah, I think I'm for it. Why the hell not?
Well, I don't know. See, for me, that's starting to get into that. You know, if you're going to do a body horror film where somebody's, half raptor and, fucking all brundle flying shit, I mean, tell that movie, but I don't know that it necessarily, for me at least, I don't know that it fits in my perception of the Jurassic World.
It's Jurassic Park meets The Substance. I mean,
or Jurassic Park meets The Fly. It's both got Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's true.
It works.
I mean, they could make Jeff Goldblum take his character and turn him into a half dinosaur.
Please,
now
yeah.
All right, now I'm on board. Okay, all right.
There we go. And we've come full circle.
I guess so. I don't know. Let's see how the Anaconda in this reboot looks like when it comes out later this year.
Yeah, because everybody was just dying for a reboot of Anaconda.
You know what? Roger Ebert one time said, "Don't remake good movies. Just remake the really shitty ones."
Yep.
Exactly.
And Anaconda, I think I'm okay with that because I don't think anybody can defend that movie.
No.
No, I think we should have a separate discussion about remaking films.
Yeah. Reboots.
Sounds good. All right. Well, let us know what you think in the comments, and of course, like and subscribe and all that stuff. And we'd love to interact with you and find out how wrong we were or how much we're going to be sharing your
there's
popcorn
a can of
with
worms
you.
you want to open up. Jesus Christ.
Well, we control the comments.
That's true.
There you go.
But we read them. We may not just share them. That's all. All right, everybody. Thank you, boys.
Yeah,
and
cheers.
thank you, guys.
Yeah,
cheers. And we'll see you on the next Soundwaves TMI. Cheers.
Cheers.